Welcome to the Daily Vibecasting,
Yeah, buckle up, everyone.
because we are diving headfirst into the lightning-fast world of X.
Seeing what's absolutely buzzing right now.
We've got 13 posts lined up, the ones really getting traction today.
And we're zipping through, well, everything. Tech, innovation, global stuff, market whispers.
The whole gamut, our goal. Sharp insights, no fluff, just, pure energy.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's go. First one up is a bit of a jolt. It's from @BuccoCapital.
Right, it reads, all you need to do is get $5 into the S&P 500 before AI takes your job. Good luck.
Wow, yeah, that sarcasm, you can really feel it.
Totally, it taps right into that underlying anxiety so many people have about AI and, well, their jobs.
And it's not abstract, is it? I mean, think about Microsoft's recent cuts. Thousands of jobs.
Exactly, like 6,000.
Hmm.
And First Squawk even reported some were directly replaced by AI. That's the backdrop.
And remember that McKinsey report from 23? Something like 12 million U.S. workers might need to switch careers by 2030.
Because of automation. So this idea of just investing your way out.
Yeah, the replies were skeptical, right? Like, can you really outrun AI with S&P investments, especially with volatility? Didn't it dip in January after some Chinese AI news?
It did, yeah. About 1.5%, so good luck indeed.
Okay, next. A very different vibe from @Saylor.
The crypto heavyweight. He posted, never short a man who buys orange ink by the barrel. And then a link.
Right, and Orange Ink, for anyone not deep in crypto Twitter, that's Bitcoin.
Yep. It's all about MicroStrategy's huge Bitcoin bet. They hold, what is it now? Over $59 billion worth.
Something like that, yeah. As of mid-May. Almost 570,000 Bitcoin.
And they started this way back in 2020. The idea was an inflation hedge.
Even when things got rough, like that big $3.4 billion drop in 22, they stuck with it. Real conviction.
Definitely. And Cointelegraph just reported Scott Melker predicting 250K Bitcoin by year end, citing lower volatility and more institutional interest.
Interesting times in crypto. Okay, shifting gears completely. A message from @Pontifex.
This is Pope Leo XIV, elected just, 9 days before this post? May 9th?
Yeah, pretty fresh. He wrote, I was chosen without any merit of my own. Now, with fear and trembling, I come to you as a brother.
It's a really strong message of humility, servant leadership, the Patrine ministry idea.
Especially interesting given the context. The church talks about unity, this one family under God.
But in the West, attendance figures, well, they've been declining, like 21 million in the U.S. back in 21.
Though there's that growing niche, right? The traditionalists seeking the Tridentine Mass.
Yeah.
About 150,000 or so.
Yeah, it's complex. And Leo XIV himself, Robert Prevost from Chicago. Interesting background, U.S. voter, Republican primary history, but no party affiliation now.
And he had some critical ex-posts about Trump in the past, apparently.
So lots of layers there.
Okay.
Humility and leadership is the main theme, though.
Definitely. Okay, back to tech transformation. This post from @Choi is pretty wild.
Yeah, listen to this workflow. 03, your PRD, Gemini 2.5 Pro, your execution plan cursor, plus Gemini 2.5 Pro Max on it, 3.7 Mac is, code Gemini 2.5 Pro, writes test cases, codex AmRun test cases, 03 Gemini 2.5 Pro, Yibug, bookmark this.
Whoa, okay, break that down. It's basically a software development process powered entirely by AI tools.
Pretty much. You've got 03 for maybe project management, then Gemini 2.5 Pro for writing the product requirements doc.
Then Cursor, that's an AI code editor, working with even more powerful models like Gemini 2.5 Pro Max and Anthropic's Sonnet 3.7 MX for the plan.
Right. Then back to Gemini 2.5 Pro for the actual coding, Codex writing the tests, 03 or Gemini running them, and finally debugging with AI too.
It's a whole pipeline. What really strikes me is using multiple different AI models.
Exactly. That's the trend in 2025, right? Integrating specialized AIs for each stage. And Gemini 2.5 getting praise for its reasoning, even topping leaderboards.
Yeah, like the El Marino one. It just shows how fast AI is getting better at really complex stuff like coding.
It's moving incredibly quickly.
Okay, let's talk money. A post from @Robert Munsterling.
This one's about how the super rich actually make their money, he says. The most common job among the top 0.1% of rich people, it's not being a surgeon, or a Wall Street tycoon. It's owning a business.
And probably a boring one.
Yeah, that's the key bit. For the top 1%, earning over like $550K a year, almost 35% of their income is from business ownership.
And for the really rich, the top 0.1% making over $2.3 million a year, it's even higher, right? Like 43%.
Yeah, based on 2022 IRS data. And it's often these, quote, boring businesses, manufacturing dealerships, franchises, not just flashy tech startups.
Solid, medium-sized businesses. There are apparently like 1.6 million businesses in the U.S. worth $10 million plus.
So it's achievable, but It's not easy street. It takes risk, serious effort. The post links to that idea of stepping off the treadmill early, mentions the Private Equity Guy podcast, too.
Right. Building real value takes time and work.
Okay, shifting gears again. Something maybe more fundamental. Bryan Johnson posted. Crazy that sleep isn't taught in school.
Yeah, coming from him, Mr. Health Optimization, aiming for 100% perfect sleep.
It makes sense he'd ask that. And honestly, when you look at what the CDC says about sleep.
For memory, cognitive function in students, it's crucial.
Absolutely. There's a clear link between not getting enough sleep and poor grades, getting sick more often, mental health issues.
So yeah, why isn't it a core part of the curriculum, especially when you see debates about other standards like, well, what Oklahoma's doing with teaching about the 2020 election discrepancies? Makes you wonder about priorities.
It definitely raises questions about what we consider foundational knowledge.
All right, next up, a proud mom moment. This is from @Maye Musk.
Yeah, she shared a photo of some old documents saying, while sorting through photos, I came across computer aptitude test results of @Elon Musk at 17. My genius boy, proud mom.
And a link.
And the link shows a letter, right?
Right.
1989, University of Pretoria.
Confirming Elon got exceptional scores on computer aptitude tests, operations, and programming at 17.
What did those tests even measure back then?
Basically problem-solving skills, logical thinking, stuff that's really key for IT work. And getting top scores in 1989, I mean, personal computers were just starting to take off. Only like 15% of U.S. homes had one.
Exactly. So those high scores were pretty significant. You can understand Maye's pride. It's a nice little historical snapshot. He was living with his dad in South Africa then, after her divorce in 79.
A little glimpse into the past. Now, speaking of Elon, his own post was super concise.
Just impressive range, and the same link Maye shared.
But wait, the context seems different here. What's the link actually about?
Good catch. It seems the link might have been attached to something else in his feed, or maybe it was a reply that got misinterpreted, because the typical context associated with that specific link format recently points to China's Jushin SS UAV.
The aerial mothership drone.
Exactly. The one prepping for its maiden flight in June. Cruises at 15,000 meters, carries over 100 small drones, or 1,000 kilos of missiles, range of 7,000 kilometers.
Okay, that's impressive range. A major step in Chinese military tech.
Definitely. China's military spending was huge in 2024, like $314 billion, 12% of the global total. This fits their push for modernization and power projection.
Aligns with that strategic shift they announced back in 2015 towards active defense, though, well, their actions sometimes seem more proactive, like with Tibet or the South China Sea.
It's a significant development on the global stage, for sure.
Okay, back to the personal level. At Huberman Lab, Andrew Huberman.
Right, he posted about focus. I get asked about tools, drugs for focus all the time. Remember, you can train focus. It's like a workout.
I like that analogy. Focus is a muscle.
Yeah, and it gives a technique. Set a timer, 2-3 hours. Force yourself to work. If you switch tasks, add 10 minutes, only one bathroom break.
Sounds intense, but the idea is the next time it gets easier.
Exactly. It taps into neuroplasticity, right? The brain rewiring itself. Sustained attention strengthens those neural circuits. Yeah. There was that study in Nature back in 2013 showing something similar.
Makes sense. Especially now with average attention spans supposedly dropping thanks to, well, everything digital.
We probably all need a bit of focus train.
Probably. Okay, next is a direct health question on X from @EricEldo.
He asks, can any doctors educate me? Does stage 4 prostate cancer metastasize over 4 months?
And the implied answer, probably from Grok or Community Notes, is?
It's possible, but it really varies. Depends heavily on how aggressive the cancer is, where it spreads.
Right, like if it hits the liver or bone, progression can be faster. Median survival may be around 13.5 months for liver mets.
Yeah, whereas lymph node-only cases might have longer survival, maybe up to 32 months. And the Gleason score matters a lot. A score of 9 is highly aggressive.
For stage 4, a Gleason 9 might have like a 25% 4-year survival rate.
Something like that. And hormone therapy can slow things down, but again, it's very individual.
And this is obviously highly relevant because of the recent news about President Biden.
Exactly. The New York Times reported on May 18th his diagnosis, stage 4 prostate cancer with bone metastasis, though it was noted as being hormone sensitive, which influences treatment options.
A difficult situation. Okay, let's go big scale again. @Tesla_SV posted something pretty mind-blowing.
Starship booster produces as much thrust as 66 Boeing 747s. Then a link.
66 747s. Let's unpack that. The Starship booster has 33 Raptor engines.
Right. producing around 16.8 million pounds of thrust altogether.
And a single 747 with its 4 engines puts out about 254,000 pounds. So yeah, multiplying that by 66.
Gets you right in that ballpark. It's staggering.
Yeah.
Those Raptor engines use methane and oxygen, super efficient too, specific impulse around 380 seconds in vacuum.
It just hammers home SpaceX's whole mission, doesn't it? Reducing spaceflight costs dramatically through massive reusable rockets.
Absolutely. They're planning something like 25 Starship launches just in 2025, pushing the envelope constantly.
Incredible engineering. All right, almost there. Post number 12, a very first world problem from @TraceCohen.
Yeah. Both Chase and Amex lounges are full at JFK, with a picture, presumably.
The Chase Sapphire Lounge, the Amex Centurion, both packed at JFK on May 18th.
It speaks volumes about credit card perks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
More people have these premium cards, so the lounges get crowded. 1 Mile at a Time wrote about this trend back in 2024.
And the timing here, mid-May at JFK, that's prime post-graduation travel season, right? NYU's commencement was May 15th.
Good point. So you've got grads and families flying out. The perks are nice. That Amex Centurion Speakeasy sounds cool, but if you can't actually use the lounge...
It gets frustrating, especially with high annual fees. And it's not just JFK. Priority Pass has had restrictions at places like Dulles, too.
The curse of popularity, I guess.
Okay, final post. @DonaldJ. Jr. simply posted, agreed 100% with a shared link.
And that link was apparently related to the news about President Biden's cancer diagnosis.
Right. The diagnosis confirmed May 18th after he reported symptoms on May 16th, according to the BBC.
It's a stark reminder. Prostate cancer is common, affects 1 in 8 men in the U.S., and age is a risk factor. Biden is 82.
Yeah. The 5-year survival rate for localized cases is high, like 81% per 2023 ACS data, but stage 4 with metastasis is obviously more serious.
And Trump Jr.'s message here, agreeing with presumably well wishes in the linked content, is notable.
Especially when contrasted with some of his sharper criticisms and even conspiracy theories about Biden during the 2020 campaign. A different tone this time.
A moment of shared concern, perhaps.
Okay, wow. That was a whirlwind. 13 posts zapping through AI fears, crypto bets, papal humility, AI workflows, wealth building, sleep science.
Proud parents, military tech, focus training, health news, rocket power, lounge lines, and political reactions.
It's just a snapshot of the sheer breadth of what's flying around on X today, the constant stream shaping how we see the world.
It really is. We've touched on so much, pulled out some key insights, hopefully, but it makes you think, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, with this relentless flow of information, all these different vibes hitting you constantly from platforms like X. Consider this. Are we actually becoming more informed about all these complex issues? Or just more overwhelmed by the sheer volume of it all?
That's a heavy question to end on. Food for thought.